Another one for Tommy boy. Another one for the world. Another one for the listeners. And maybe.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Third Leg Podcast. We're here today with just two of us. One of us is out sick, but that's all right. Dan and Jimmy coming at you. How you doing, Dan?
What's going on? I'm doing all right. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. So this episode, we're looking at what happened in college football week 2, and then what we're looking forward to for college football week 3. Jump right into it. Week 2, Iowa State. We were all huge on, all three of us. I think we even alt spreaded them up to 6.5 against Iowa. Unfortunately, they didn't come through for us.
Yeah, I mean, I really think they could have, but they had some offensive drives that kind of sputtered. I don't know if it was play calling or what. It just kind of didn't work out in our favor. But, you know, can't win them all. But it was still a great game.
You know, they started, I think, 6-0 on them. They couldn't punch it in. And they were getting the ball back, and then their punt returner muffed a punt where, like, the defender got blocked into him, but hit his hand first and then hit the defender, so they had to review it. That is when I think everything shifted, and it was like, oh, boy, buckle in. This is going to be a sweat fest. Because before that, I thought we were golden. I thought we were good.
Yeah, I thought we had it, especially how they played in previous weeks, you know. And I mean, Iowa plays that style of football. They play that boring ass game that I just love to watch. You know, I love a low scoring game, 10 out of 10.
Not
in. Great.
Yeah, get your popcorn ready, you know. I also talked about last episode that I was taking maybe Iowa under 9.5. The degenerate in me couldn't lay off, so I did. They ended up scoring that 10th point right before halftime because Iowa State actually stopped them. They were going to have to kick a field goal. Then they got like a roughing the passer and an unsportsmanlike conduct in the same play, gave them a first down, and Iowa punched it in. So I'm blaming it on the refs. The refs screwed me. That's what it was.
Hey, you know, always them refs.
It is always them refs.
Something to do with it.
Vegas made the call, and they said, nope, Jimmy can't win again. Here we go.
Cashing too much.
Too many troops coming home. Enough with that game. MSU versus Boston College. I know you didn't watch too much of the game, but MSU went into double overtime and found a way to win. So for our Spartan fans that are listening along, we know we give you guys a lot of shit, but your team actually looks okay this year. You know, starting 2-0 is always a happy thing.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the score and I was like, oh, they went into double overtime. Cool. Good for them. That's all I really got to say.
Unfortunately, I did take them to cover the 3.5 spread, which because, you know, winning by 2 in double overtime doesn't do that for you. But still, all is all, Aiden Childs seems to be coming into his own with the offense. He's getting more and more comfortable. So we'll see. October 25th, showdown. East Lansing, good Lord, Michigan and Michigan State. So that'll be a fun one.
I still think we got it in the bag, but time will tell.
Time will tell. Did you end up watching any of the North Carolina schools play this week?
Yeah, I watched the NC State game, NC State versus Virginia. I actually took the over on that game. I don't think I talked about it too much in the podcast last week, but I actually ended up taking the over in a little parlay. With a couple other teams. Ended up hitting, so that was pretty nice. But my boy Hollywood Smothers tore it up. Absolutely torched. 17 carries, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just absolutely carried the Wolfpack to the win. It was a pretty high-scoring game. It's what I actually expected from the first game when I took the over for NC State and ECU. It's kind of what I expected. I mean, I don't know how much you guys up there in the North are watching ACC football, but it's kind of old Big 12 football. They just score points. They don't really play defense.
Okay, all right.
So
yeah, I noticed that Smothers was going off, and then they showed a little game break of him taking one. I think he ran for like 70-something yards. Didn't end up scoring, but I was like, oh man, this is what we needed in week 1 for Dan.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting in week 1, but you know, got in week 2.
Yeah. Did you bet on his rushing yards or no?
I didn't know because I wasn't confident, especially. I mean, ECU doesn't have the best football program, and watching NC State play a close game with them, I was like, okay, like, you know, their quarterbacks from both teams are better than what they generally have historically, so could have been it, but I wasn't expecting too much from them this week, and they kind of showed what they actually have. So I'm curious to see how it'll go the rest of the season.
All right.
I mean, they don't have the hardest schedule, so maybe they could potentially compete if they're lucky with Miami and the top ACC teams, but we'll see. I don't know about that.
There we go. There we go. Did you end up watching Uncle Bill play? He's not playing anymore. God.
Yeah, yeah. I watched a little. I watched a little bit of the UNC game, not too much. I was just more disappointed with. I mean, I'm calling him Billy Bum. Billy Bum.
Billy Bum. All right.
Billy Bum.
What was the score? I didn't end up seeing it.
I think it was like 20-3.
Okay.
Or maybe it's 20-6, something like that. But they played Charlotte, which they're a smaller school. Like I would have expected you with the type of athletes you should have brought in or were saying you brought in. You should have beat them by like 40, 50 points. It shouldn't have been that close, but maybe Charlotte's better than I thought. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I would err on the side of maybe North Carolina's not as good as what we were anticipating. Maybe the Bill Belichick experience is not panning out in college football.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But I guess
was his girlfriend on the sideline again this week? Or no?
I'm not sure if she was there or not. I'm not sure, but
okay,
she's hurting more than helping. I can say that.
Yeah, she's still looking for $20 for the, the good old concession stand popcorn or something like that.
That gold digger in her.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Northern Carolina team, not North but South. Clemson played against Troy. I don't know if you watched much of this game, but it was a close one, 27-17.
Yeah, I know Troy was up right before, or they were down. Troy was up by like 14 or something.
It was close. I didn't actually watch the game. To be truthful, I didn't watch the game, but I saw a TikTok yesterday that was kind of like a slideshow that you could scroll through. And apparently this Clemson-Troy game was so similar to Deshaun Watson's senior year, I think 2016, 2017, something like that. Troy had him on the ropes, missed a field goal right before halftime. They had this their quarterback had the same number of passing yards as they did in 2016, 2017. They had the same amount of penalty yards. Clemson had 3 interceptions, all by different people. It was just like this 10 different things that were almost the exact same as when they played almost 10 years ago. And I just thought it was kind of eerie.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The score was the exact same, everything like that.
Yeah, that's a strange coincidence right there.
Yeah.
Getting into that paranormal season, getting weird shit happening.
Right, here comes Halloween. You got to imagine teams that play often, you might get that to happen every once in a while. But
yeah, I don't know that I don't know if Clemson and Troy are playing that often. I'm not too familiar with their schedules, but
me neither. At least once every 10 years, so
yeah,
looks like.
Yeah.
But that was a top, I think Clemson's 12th in the country, something like that, maybe 10th in the country. And I think they moved down because they didn't win handedly against Troy for this week.
Did you see that AP voter who moved them up?
Really?
Yeah. There was one AP voter. I can't remember. She actually did an interview in I think it was DraftKings posted the video of her interview, and she's going through oh, I'm glad I'm getting so much attention for my picks. And you're just okay, did you even watch the game?
Right.
I think after Iowa State beat Kansas State, the next week she ranked Kansas State higher too.
Oh, Jesus.
You're not even trying.
Lady, you are the reason people hate the AP poll.
Yeah, something else. I think Florida, she did the same thing with Florida this week too. Florida lost to South Florida. She doesn't have South Florida ranked, but Florida's still ranked. You're okay. Cool.
Good God.
But
get this lady out of here. Well, Florida, South Florida. Yeah, that was another big upset.
Yeah, Florida's about to go into the gauntlet, and that's what they put up. I mean, maybe South Florida's actually good, and Florida's not as that bad. But I was kind of going into the season knowing a little bit about their team and what's their quarterback, DJ Lagway, I think.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be decent. I thought he was going to, do pretty well. But I don't know if it's play calling or what.
The swamp ain't what it used to be, I guess,
No,
since Urban left.
No.
Good. South Florida winning on the last second field goal. That was awesome to see. I think they have another pretty big matchup coming this week with Miami, Florida, actually.
Yeah, we'll
talk about that
one goes. See if they're the real deal.
For sure. They moved up to, I think, 17 in the country, which is pretty cool because that's not a team that you really think about as a powerhouse, that's for sure.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for. Especially, the AP poll don't even matter. Give me the football projections right now. Give me the CFP projections.
Yeah.
But that's what I like to see last year. We got Boise State in there.
Right.
Didn't pan out how we all probably wanted it to, but keep giving us something like that style.
Yeah. Turns out if you can only give the ball to one player, it doesn't turn out too good for you when you have to play a full team.
Yeah. Who would have thought? Crazy concept.
Right. A team that I'm kind of watching this year because last year they made a big run into that college football playoff that, like you're talking about, Arizona State. They lost a tough one to Mississippi State on the road in Mississippi State, which is kind of a tough place to play. But I was shocked that they started just so slow. Mississippi State was up 17-0. I saw the score and was like, "Oh God, this is going to be a murder." And then they brought it back, made it close, tied it up, and then actually took the lead. And then Mississippi State just finished them off at the end.
Yeah, I didn't. I checked the score. I saw they were losing on ESPN when I was just scrolling through the scores real quick, and I was like, "Oh, that might be an upset." But I also, going into the season, I didn't really think Arizona State deserved to be ranked where they were.
Right.
A lot of the teams didn't really deserve to be ranked where they were. Michigan's one of them. I'm not biased. I think Michigan was a little high, but Arizona State probably a little high. But I guess it's preseason polls. Doesn't even matter.
Right. They returned the quarterback, returned the coach, and returned the wide receiver. But other than that, they lost a ton to not only the transfer portal but the draft with Cam Scatabo, going on to the NFL. But hey, they're in the Big 12, so anything can happen. It's a pretty wide open conference.
Yep. What about that Illini game?
Well, we were kind of looking at that one, right? I think they were at Duke and only favored by, was it 2.5, 3.5, something
3,
like that?
Yeah, because I took them for -3 last week, and I thought seems kind of sus. Like knowing a little bit about Duke football, it's not good. But they returned a couple starters. They got some big transfers. They're trying to be a football school more than I guess become.
They'll always be a basketball school, but they're trying to better their football program.
Yeah, they're trying to better their football program. It was pretty close in the first quarter, and then after that, Illinois just kind of blew the doors off.
Yeah, and you took Illinois, right, to cover?
Yeah, I took them at -3, and then I also took the over in that game. That was one in my parlay that I had.
Beautiful.
So I was concerned at the start because I took the over, and I was like, man, we got like 20 points at halftime, and then it was just blown open after that.
I stayed off that game just because I watched. There's this one dude on TikTok that I follow that I kind of watch him, and he was talking about how this line isn't making sense. It's a trap line for some reason. Vegas knows something, but it just goes to show early in the season, Vegas isn't as sharp as what they are at the end of the season. So take advantage where you can.
Yeah, I was thinking it was kind of weird. I was like,
yeah, it seems too good to be true, right? Yeah. Old CC would tell me if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. So stay away. So I did. Should have listened to you.
Yeah. Moving on, I guess we had SMU lost to Baylor in double overtime. I watched a little bit of that game. I also took the over in that game, and since it went to double overtime, we cashed that pretty easly.
Nice.
That was a shootout. I thought SMU got up pretty quick. I think it was actually later in the second half they got up by like 2 touchdowns or something. I thought I thought the game was over. But Baylor came back. That quarterback was slinging. I think he almost threw for 500 yards.
Damn.
Bunch of touchdowns, obviously. So but I didn't watch the overtime just for them to get there. And then
once you saw your points, you just kicked back and said, "Don't need to pay attention to that one no more."
Once I saw my points, I bounced out. Started watching something else.
Yeah, that's a top 10 or top 20 team in the country losing to an unranked opponent. So good for you calling the over 48-45. That's a high score in college football.
The over, I think the line was set at like 65. I was already sweating taking that. I was like, God damn.
Points, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. Points all day. Way more points. Way better game than Iowa State.
Yeah. Talk about total opposite. Good God. Not only that, your Hawaii boys won.
Heck yeah, they did. They showed up. Them Rainbow Warriors showed up and they showed out. 2-1 on the season. They might be a dark horse for that Midwest
Conference?
conference, but we're gonna pause on that one. Wait a little bit.
Right. Well, let's see if their quarterback can come back healthy.
Hey, they had a backup play this week. He did all right.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
He did all right. So
I don't want to trust him the whole season. Maybe one game, but maybe not the whole season.
we'll see.
That was my bold prediction for this year. Is Hawaii is going to pay off for people. So if you're taking Hawaii, you're welcome.
Keep it up. We'll have to see. There was no lines out on the game. That's I think it's Saturday at 11:59 is the kickoff.
Oh, wow.
There's no lines out for that yet, unfortunately. So I'm not going to have any Hawaii bets today, sadly. But
Do you know who they're
I'll
playing?
be on them on the day. What's that?
Do you know who they're playing?
I think it was like Pepperdine or something.
So that's why the lines aren't out.
Yeah, there's no line. It's probably going to be a tough matchup for whoever they're playing. I mean, it seemed kind of like an easy 3-1 start. Portland State, who is 0-3.
Yikes.
So, yeah, their quarterback's best stat is that he's got 3 interceptions.
Yikes. Only 3, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
1 per game.
So, I don't know. I mean, we'll definitely be on Hawaii in some sort of way. We'll have to see what that comes out. If it comes out something crazy, it's probably going to be like minus 50 points. I'm not taking that. But.
Right. You know they will, though. I mean,
yeah, they will.
FanDuel and DraftKings know there's way too much money to be put on the Rainbow Warriors at the end of the night.
Heck yeah.
How about them Longhorns? Old Arch Manning showing out a little bit.
What do you make of him? What do you make of this game?
See, and that's the thing. As I was on, they played San Jose State, I think, plus 38.5. So I was feeling good, and then they scored 4 touchdowns, and I think it was something like 5 minutes. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it was insane.
There goes my cushion.
Yeah. Did you see any of those videos of him throwing and like wincing in pain when he was throwing?
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, I guess there's some speculation. Maybe he's playing through some injury or something. I don't know. I mean, it would make sense. He looks inconsistent, and last year I don't remember seeing any of that when he would come in.
Right.
So something doesn't seem right, but I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I don't
got my hands on him either. So
yeah,
it's tough to say.
Got no idea, but you have to check it out because I am curious. I am curious what's going on, what's up there. I know Sark's been asked. He's been freaking out on the media about it. Did you watch his interview the other day? Somebody asked him about it, and he's like, "Oh, I don't take videos of you in the urinal."
Jesus.
That was kind of weird, but
yikes. A little defensive there, buddy.
A little odd.
Yep.
If you're feeling that way, something's going on.
Right. I mean, he's got to get right because they got a tough schedule this year.
I was high on them.
No joke.
I think I actually placed a future bet at the end of last season for them to win the national championship because I was like, Ewers was good for them. They lost some talent, but not a lot. I mean, wide receiver talent's what they lost, and maybe that's also part of the problem for them is they don't got anybody getting open.
Right.
But, I mean, you play San Jose State, everybody's getting open, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, for sure. Most definitely. At the end of the game, he was still in, and they were up huge on San Jose State. And I think there was like a minute and a half or 2 minutes left. And he throws another completion. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing in the game still? Get him out. We need the cover here. Come on, Sark.
Yeah.
You're asking for trouble.
It's crazy. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm curious how the season goes. I don't know who Texas is playing this week.
UTEP, University of Texas, El Paso.
Okay, another softball, and then they play Sam Houston State after that, another softball.
I mean, they started with probably the toughest team in the country, so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's also, I think for Ohio State, too, it's also kind of hard to tell. Like, you couldn't really – it's hard to tell because of how the game was played. Are both teams that good, or are they just so out of sync that their defense looks really good? And, I mean, they both – I think Ohio State they played somebody soft this week too.
Yep, they have Ohio this week too.
Yeah, so let's see who do they play in a couple weeks. See what they got. Anything good coming up? Illinois in 3 weeks. I mean, it's kind of the same thing for Texas. Texas plays Florida, and then they play Oklahoma. So
okay,
we'll see in the next. I mean, we got some softball matchups for them these next 2 weeks, but come October, we'll start to see what's up. We'll start to see what's going down.
Yeah, time will
Who's who?
tell, right? As we get
Yeah.
into conference play, time will tell. Um, I mean, really, as far as games go, that's pretty much it. Other than the big one for us,
Tier Madness.
Mateer
How do
Madness.
you feel about that?
Yeah, spin it a little bit so it's not so negative for us, right? Not such a heartbreak. Yeah, Dan's quarterback that he picked to win the Heisman tore us up.
I'm just saying, I watched him way too many. I watched way too many Washington State games when I was late at work, just throwing it on Saturday night. I'm working late, throwing
Yep.
that game on, and he's just chucking. He's just balling out at Washington State, and I'm like, man, this dude's sick. He just plays for a shitty team. Put him on a good team.
Look out.
Let's see what's going on. I mean, he's fun to watch. He's fun to watch.
Most definitely. I mean, he looks like the real deal. He did have a couple of bad throws that probably should have been picked by Michigan to make the game a little bit closer. But, you know, I think the biggest takeaway for me is he looks like the real deal, and Michigan's offensive coordinator needs to be fired.
Okay, that's tough. That's tough. I mean, as far as Mateer goes, you know, I think he's slinging the rock. He's got playmaking abilities. He's extended plays, causing havoc for the defense. I mean, I think he does. He gets a little reckless. He kind of has that. I don't want to compare him to Baker Mayfield, but he does kind of have that. He's trying to make a play. He's
Right.
trying to make something happen. So he kind of does a little dumb shit every once in a while. But I mean, that's what you need if you're Oklahoma. You need somebody to make those plays when, you know, your defense is better than it has been in the past. But if you want to win these games in the SEC, you need somebody who's going to go out there and give it their all, and he's that guy.
Yep. Baker Mayfield, Johnny Manziel, that kind of thing, you know. Make a play when there's nothing there. But he's electric when it happens. When it's good.
When it's going, you know, it's going.
The Heisman's a real thing. If they win out, look out.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even if they don't win out, if they make it to the CFP, there's nobody. I don't think there's anybody in these first 2 weeks who can compete with what he's done in the first 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks in.
Hey,
I'm giving it to him.
He's tied for first in Heisman overall right now.
Who's the other person?
Carson Beck and Garrett Nussmeier.
Nussmeier doesn't belong there right now. Beck, I don't know what he's. I mean, Miami's looked good, so hard to say, but
yeah, but they're all plus 10,000 right now. No, plus 1,000. Sorry. Plus
okay, 1, I was like 10,000. We're gonna have to put more money down, Jimmy.
Yeah, I got to clean the glasses real quick. Seeing too many zeros.
I'm gonna have to take out a loan on the house. Right. We're going all in.
We might be living in a cardboard box here soon. But no, getting to Michigan's offense. Bryce Underwood hasn't turned the ball over. I think that's a really good sign for us. Is, you know, he is being mature. But I think we also might have the training wheels on a little bit still. We're not giving him the free will to actually throw the ball down the field, challenge the defense, and let him show his talent. What do you think?
Well, I'm wondering, is Underwood Milton 2.0?
Oh God, don't say that. Don't say that.
He's got the cannon. I was unimpressed, honestly, with his running ability. The little he did run the ball, he was slower than I expected. I mean, I'm sure he's way faster than me, first off, but slower than what I anticipated he was going to be, just based on the athletic freak that he kind of is. You know, he can sling the shit out of the ball, and going out of the pocket, he looks great. But when he was scrambling upfield, maybe he was just hesitant. He only did it like twice, so small sample size. It was better than, you know, stationary quarterback, I guess I should say. But I wanted a little more. But at the end of the day, like, he's slinging it hard. We know who else slung it hard? Milton.
Dan, don't say this stuff.
I'm just saying. You know, I don't know. I mean, he's also a freshman, so
yeah,
he's got a lot of growth.
I just really hate the turn around, hand it off twice, throw a bubble screen, punt. Turn around, hand it off twice, throw a bubble screen, punt. One time I thought he was going to run, he got all the way to the line and then hit the wide open receiver for a big play.
But that was a nice play.
I was like, come on, dude, run.
Yeah, I think our wide receivers are making plays. You know, when given the opportunity, they're making plays, making great plays. And that's something, I mean, I think we've had it for a while at Michigan. We just didn't have anybody throwing the ball. And then we kind of saw it with JJ, but at the time when JJ was there, our receivers weren't.
We're Roman Wilson, and he's, 5'9", I think?
Yeah, so. I mean, they weren't as good as they could have been, should have been probably, but they were still serviceable. They got us the natty, so
Right.
can't complain too much. But yeah, the offense feels pretty vanilla. I don't know if you saw Sharon Moore. He did a radio show this week, and on the radio show, his word. Let me see. Where are his words? He went on the radio saying he wants to simplify things on the offense. What's your take on
More simple? Come on, dude. But good God,
I'm like,
depressing.
what do you mean?
Yeah.
You're throwing bubble screens on 3rd and 15, like nobody's seeing that coming. I mean, I don't think anybody's prepared for a bubble screen on 3rd and 15. Everybody's like, what the fuck are you doing?
But you also kind of don't need to be prepared for a bubble screen on 3rd and 15.
Yeah. So I'm tired of these backfield throws, like throw it down the field. Let him make mistakes. He's never going to learn if you don't let him try.
Amen. If you want him to win a national championship and him to be the reason you win a national championship, we need to take the training wheels off and let him learn.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I don't think I'm not, as a Michigan fan, I'm not expecting him to win the national championship. I don't even expect him to be contending for a Big Ten championship. I'm being completely
not this year. No, not this year.
No, not this year.
Next
I want you to win one game at the end of the year.
Amen, brother.
You win that game, great. But I mean, at the end of the day, you look at our schedule. Our schedule's soft. I think we should get to 10 wins at least. I think the real matchup.
I agree.
With how our DBs played against Oklahoma, I'm terrified for Nebraska.
Really, you think Raiola's going to tear us up, huh?
I mean, he can throw it. He can throw it, and they got people that can catch it, and that's what they do. I mean, they're not outside of that. I mean, if we don't figure out our DBs, I think that's game over.
We're also going to be without Sharon Moore the next 2 weeks, so that Nebraska game will be his second game gone. So, unlike Harbaugh, he can't even coach the practices coming up to the game, so he's not even in the building right now.
I mean, I don't really have a concept of this, but how much is he actually influencing game day and decision making and all that? Like, you have an OC, you have a DC.
You have an associate head coach even.
So really, I mean, like you are the core of the program, yes, but like you being gone for 2 weeks, how much impact is that really going to have?
We're going to find out in a hurry.
I mean, it really shouldn't, but like if it does, okay, we got to figure that out too, because that's not cool.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. I was not impressed with the Michigan game. I was at a wedding watching it on the table, kind of sad, drinking more and more and more.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope we kind of unleash. I mean, we're playing Central. There's nothing really to be afraid of, just let it fly. I'm afraid what we're probably going to get into and is just, we'll go back to our identity running the ball. I think we know we can run the ball.
Right.
We don't need to prove we can run the ball against Central. We need to prove that we know how to pass the ball. We can make passes. We can call good plays that are downfield throws.
Much like I said against or with the Lions yesterday when we did the NFL podcast, if we win the game, I'm happy, but we also got to pressure the quarterback, and I would love to see where we're, this is Central Michigan. They're a D1 school, yes, but we should handedly beat them, and we should be putting that quarterback under pressure like crazy.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the best, but we'll see how it goes, I guess. Yeah,
okay.
Never know.
All right. Well, for the week, I went 1-2 with the plays I gave last week as far as official plays. Iowa State covered 2.5. That's the spread that I got when we did the episode. It moved to 3.5. So if you didn't get 2.5, I apologize because they didn't cover 3.5. And then State didn't cover, Michigan didn't cover. 1-2. That moves me to 6-5 on the season.
Yeah, I took. I had a couple hits, couple misses. I took Illinois -3. That hit. I took Iowa State -6.5. That didn't hit, but they won the game.
Yep.
Michigan, Oklahoma. I took the over. We had a lot of missed opportunities. It should have been a lot higher scoring game than it actually was, but still didn't get that one. Hawaii came through for me in the end. I think that put me at 2-2 on the week, 4-7 overall. We'll get better. Don't you worry. We'll get better.
You're on the up and up. You're
We're on the up.
rising.
Yeah. We did better than
Right, yeah. You had some troops come home this week.
we had some troops come home this week. Before we kind of move on, I was wondering if you knew who the question for you, anyways.
All right.
Who's leading the Big Ten in the country? Big Ten and the country. Who's leading the Big Ten and the country in touchdowns after 2 weeks?
Are you saying it's the same person? Like the guy who's
I'm
leading the
saying
Big
it's
Ten is
the
also
same person.
Oh, and touchdowns, huh?
Touchdowns.
Yikes. Let's see. I couldn't tell you. I would guess it's probably Oregon's running back or something like that, but I really don't know.
It's Jonah Coleman, running back for Washington. He's got seven touchdowns in 2 weeks.
Damn.
5 touchdowns week 1.
That's a good start.
Great start.
Yeah. That's crazy. He's only played 2 games too. Some teams have played 3. No one.
Yeah, they don't have that. So, who do you think second? I guess second in the Big Ten. I don't know about the country.
I couldn't tell you.
It was Justice Hayes.
Really? He's got what, 3?
Yeah, I think it was 3.
2 week 1 and then 1 last week.
Yeah.
He looks good when he gets in the open field. Goodbye.
He does look good when he gets in the open field. He does look good.
All right. Well, good trivia. We'll move into week 3 outlook here. We got a Thursday night game, I think you're looking at, aren't you?
Thursday night game. Yeah, I am looking at NC State playing Wake Forest. This is one of my bets of the week. I'm taking the over in this game at 52.5.
Okay.
I'm also kind of leaning, and I'm probably going to put too much down on NC State to cover. Wake Forest has played 2 pretty bad teams. Week 1, they played Kennesaw State. They won that game 9-10.
Damn.
So
I
think it's about to be a slaughter.
Yeah, Kennesaw State is arguably the worst team in college football last year. So
yeah,
yikes.
and they're at the bottom this year, and you're telling me you scored 10 points on them?
Nice.
That's not good. That's not good at all.
Demon Deacons are struggling.
So I mean they're 2-0, so we got to give them that. But I don't. Right. This game's Thursday night, 7:30. Turn it on before Thursday night football comes on. Root for the Wolfpack.
What is the actual spread?
I think it's -7.5 right now.
Okay, so just over a touchdown.
Yeah, just over a touchdown. I don't love that. I think it's going to come. I think
try and get it down to under a touchdown.
I mean, I would like it to be under a touchdown.
Yeah.
I think actually looking at ESPN right now. Oh yeah, the spread right now is -6.5. I'll definitely take it at -6.5.
Okay. Yeah.
-7.5. I'm going to think about it a little bit. But, yeah, coming in, scoring 10 points against Kennesaw, and then they played an FCS school week 2, so they beat them by like 30 points. But
yikes.
Not.
Come on, Smothers. Let's go, buddy.
Yeah, I think Smothers is going to have a big game. So I'm rooting for him. I think he is, but his touchdown odds are bad. Not worth. Unless you want to parlay it, not worth. Yeah, and 2 TDs is a little steep, but I don't know.
Okay. Before we get too far, I don't know. You saying Kennesaw State just remind me of this. Did you see last week a D1 school lost to Adrian College?
You're talking from Michigan? Like the
yes.
D3 school?
The D3 school. Valparaiso, D1, lost to Adrian College, D3.
No way.
I swear to God. I think it was 10-7 was the score. Adrian had, I think, 3 interceptions. That's what kept it close. And I couldn't tell you the last time a D1 school lost to a D3 school. And this might even be the first time.
There's no way that they played. I didn't even know that was legal.
Right. Yep.
Bro, having played D3 football, we would have gotten absolutely slaughtered, I think.
Right. I will say Valparaiso is a non-scholarship D1 school, I believe.
Oh, so I didn't know that was a thing. Learned two things today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I played at Albion 1 year and we won our conference, and yeah, if we would have played,
You got your ring and dipped and said goodbye.
Got my ring and moved home where it was cheaper.
Yeah. Ding ding. There you go. All right. Back to week 3. Other games. Pretty early on in the slate. Wisconsin traveling down to Alabama Crimson Tide. The spread right now is only 20.5. So I'm really keen on this game. We've talked about it. Wisconsin struggles to cover the spread when they're favored, let alone when they're underdogs. Bama had that terrible loss week 1, but then absolutely destroyed the team they played last week. So I'm looking at Bama minus 20.5 for sure.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say about that game. I haven't watched much of Bama or Wisconsin. I'm not feeling one way or another. I don't trust Bama this year. I think Kalen DeBoer's probably on the outs, especially when they get into their gauntlet matchups that they have in the SEC. I don't think it's going to end well for them, especially after that week 1 loss to Florida State. Maybe Florida State's just really that good, and we got to give them credit. But I don't know. Bama just looked kind of soft. It didn't look like the Nick Saban Bama we're used to seeing. I mean, different coaches, obviously, they're going to have a little different culture, but I'd like to see some continuity there, knowing that they had such a dynasty.
Right.
It's nice to see someone else on top outside of Bama. You like to see them lose every once in a while, but at the same time, I like to see good football. And I don't want to see that first week, Florida State, they're loafing around, they're on the field walking around like, all right.
Time to go.
Yeah, time to get out of there.
Bama's 19th in the country. I don't know the last time we saw them that low outside of last year, obviously, but before Saban came for sure.
Yeah. So, and I'm interested to see, Alabama was good back in the earlier, what was it, 80s maybe, 70s, 80s. They were good, and then they kind of had some down years before Saban came in. So, what are they going to tolerate, fan base wise and like school wise? Like you were the top, you were the premier school for 15 years that people wanted to come play college football at. And now, I mean, we're week 2, but
seat. It's starting to warm up.
Things start to go the way they look like they're going. You gotta replace that. But where do you go?
We'll see. Maybe old Saban's coming back. You never know.
I don't think so.
All right. This will be a ACC matchup for us this week as well. Clemson minus 2.5 traveling to Georgia Tech. You got any thoughts on this one?
I think this is a trap game, to be honest, for Clemson. They looked bad against Troy. They didn't look good against LSU. So I don't know if Georgia Tech's good, but they're always sneaky. They always pull off some bullshit and end up winning a game or two here that they probably shouldn't. And this is probably going to be one of them. That's my thought.
They got a damn good quarterback. Haynes King is his name, and they returned their running back, who's pretty good. His last name is Haynes, I'm pretty sure. But look out for Haynes King. Anytime touchdown, I think, is minus 145 right now. Or if you get on Bet Openly, you could look at minus 129. So a little bit better odds there on Bet Openly. I really do like Georgia Tech to win the game, let alone cover. So I'll be sprinkling a little bit, leaning on this game, Georgia Tech money line.
I like that. I might have to follow you there. I don't know. I gotta think about that one a couple more days.
Okay. All right. Another big game, Georgia traveling to Tennessee. This is a top 15 matchup, SEC showdown. 6 versus 15. Georgia's favored by 4.5.
I honestly like Tennessee in this one. Aguilar seems comfortable in that offense. They've passed the eye test so far more than Georgia has to me. I think they're both top 10 teams though, but at the end of the day, I really think Tennessee's probably going to pull this off, or should pull it off, in my opinion, from what I've seen so far.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I don't really trust either team, truthfully, but that Aguilar kid, in the highlights that I've seen of him, he looks pretty damn good for Tennessee, their quarterback there. Georgia is always going to have a stout defense and be able to, to control the ball. So I'm taking the under on this game. It's 49.5, which can be low scoring if they start to score back and forth a little bit. But, I'll take the under 49.5. Just hope it's a good football game. See the punter a few times and call it good.
You're hoping for a snooze fest.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, Lord have mercy. South Florida plus 17.5, traveling to Miami, Florida, coming off the big win against Florida. What do you think?
I think this is where we see if South Florida is a real deal. We know Miami's got it. They beat Notre Dame. That was a good matchup week 1. I think Miami had a soft matchup this past week, so not much to say there. But, I mean, that Notre Dame game kind of told you what you expected to see from both teams. Both teams were great. Both teams deserve to be ranked in the top 10. But South Florida, they beat Boise State that first week. Hard to say if Boise State's good or not, but maybe South Florida just actually is good, and Boise State's also good too. Boise State bounced back too in their second week. But South Florida beating Boise and then Florida, and now they're playing Miami, 3 ranked games in a row. I mean, if they win this one, they got to be up there. You got to move them right into the top 10. I don't know nothing about that team other than they're getting wins.
Right. That's all that matters, right? Is just getting a W. This is their third top 25 matchup in a row. Miami played Bethune College, whoever the hell that is, last week and beat them 45-3. They have Carson Beck, so they should control the football and not turn it over, which you think would bode well for them. But like you said, I don't know who South Florida is other than they just show up and they play winning football.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm looking at South Florida's schedule. They win this game, they're in the playoff.
Really?
100%. I mean, they play South Carolina State, they play Charlotte, they play North Texas, Florida Atlantic, Memphis, UTSA, Navy, UAB, Rice. Navy and Memphis would be the only 2 games off the top where they might scare them. But if you're going to beat these first 3 teams you shouldn't lose a game the rest of the season with this matchup.
Here's a bet for you then. If you do think, South Florida go undefeated this season, plus 1,400 on FanDuel right now. Rather than taking their money line against Miami, Florida, you could look at them to go undefeated plus 1,400.
Yeah, that's a ballsy. You got some balls on you. You're taking that one for sure.
Right. But I mean, if they win this week, it's going to be a minus probably 250.
Oh yeah, you're not making money if they win this game. You're not making any money. No. Right. You got to do it now, or you don't do it.
Agreed. This is another game that I'll probably be leaning the under 57.5. Again, I just think Carson Beck is going to control the ball, not turn it over, slow it down, win the game, and get out of there. Get back home, or they're at home, but go back to the apartment, chill out for the rest of the day. Hurricanes roll the under 57.5, I think. Vanderbilt taking on top 15 South Carolina. I've heard this is a trap game. Vanderbilt still has that same quarterback that went into Bama last year and got the dub. South Carolina, they returned their quarterback. He looks pretty decent. They have I forget who they beat week 1, but it was a pretty decent matchup.
It was a pretty good matchup. Yeah, Lenora Sellers back there.
Yeah,
I know he's people been talking about him for the Heisman. I don't really have a dog in this fight.
Yeah,
I don't know much about Vanderbilt. I know South Carolina. They're not a bad team. Not a bad team. Definitely deserve to be ranked, but I'm staying away from this one myself.
I just know people are going to look at it and go, South Carolina's only giving up 4.5. They're at home. Yeah. They're playing unranked Vanderbilt. What the hell? I'm putting all my money on that. That's going to be in every parlay. Look out.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's one of them Vegas lines, like that Illini game last week where you're like, what the hell?
Yep. That'll be a parlay ruiner this week for sure, I think. Another potential one, Illinois. They smacked Duke last week. They get to take on Western at home, giving up 27.5.
We'll have to see how that one goes. I know Michigan State played Western, and that was kind of a close game, wasn't it, week 1?
23-7, I think, is what the final score was. Okay. And Western truthfully only scored because of a pick 6 late by Michigan State. So I will wholeheartedly be on Illinois minus 27.5 this week. I they looked impressive last week, and Western just doesn't have the firepower to keep up with them, I don't think.
Yeah, I think this will also kind of be a good test to see how Illinois does against Western, and then kind of compare where's Michigan State actually at. I mean, it also was week 1 for Michigan State, so grain of salt there, but
you're right.
See.
You're right. And Illinois, if they get up big, they might rest some guys. They got Indiana next week, and then Ohio State in a couple weeks. So, I mean, you definitely don't want to lose anyone or show too much. That's for sure. Look for a backdoor cover maybe by Western there.
What about Florida LSU? What are you thinking there?
I mean, Florida off of a disappointing loss at home, got to travel to Death Valley and play LSU, the number 3 team in the country. 7.5 seems like it's too little. So I think LSU covers here.
Okay. I don't know. I gotta be honest. I don't really trust either team, to be honest.
Okay.
I know Nussmeier, he can sling it.
He can sling it. That's for sure.
He can sling it for sure. I mean, but the Clemson game, that was rough. And watching Clemson do poorly against Troy, I'm kind of like, okay, where's LSU actually at here?
Right.
And then last week they played Louisiana Tech and they put up 23 points. I expect more. I expect more from you there. So I don't know. It's hard to say. In Florida, maybe South Florida's good. Maybe Florida's just bad. I don't know. But I know Florida's quarterback is talented. LSU's quarterback is talented. This could just be a shootout. And 3
at
points
night in Death Valley. And this Florida schedule come for the next 3 weeks. Okay, they have at LSU, at Miami, Florida, and then play at home against Texas. 3 top 10 matchups in a row. Like, good Lord, if you don't win this game, you're looking at getting maybe 4 in a row.
If they don't win this game, their season's over. That's what it is at this point. 3 weeks in, you don't win this game if you're Florida, your season's toast. There's no coming back.
God, they have a freaking gauntlet. LSU, Miami, Texas. Texas A&M is 4 weeks from now. Georgia is 6 weeks from now. Ole Miss 8 weeks. Tennessee 9 weeks. Florida State to end the season.
Yeah,
that is just you're done. Florida's not making the college football playoff. I'll tell you that right now.
If they don't win this game, the only hope for their season is that they spoil Florida State's at the end of the year.
Right, exactly. Yeah, hoping in rivalry week they take it home.
Yeah, that's all we're looking at.
Good God.
How about A&M, Notre Dame?
This is tough for me. Texas A&M, Notre Dame. Is Notre Dame really a fraud? They didn't look too good in their only game so far. They've had they played 2 weeks ago, had a bye week last week, and now they get Texas A&M at home. I think I'm thinking Texas A&M plus 6.5. I don't know. Am I crazy?
I don't know. I mean, A&M hasn't played anybody worth noting, in my opinion. I mean, they put up a decent amount of points. That's about all they got going for them. But to cover, maybe. I just think Notre Dame, we know Miami's good at this point. They played a decent game. Like, they had a chance to win that game week 1.
Right.
They couldn't do it. Jeremiah Love was kind of absent. But I think in this week he's bouncing back. He's had a week to sit on his performance of not showing up big time. Falling back to I don't know if you told us week 0 or last week where you were like, running backs 1 every year ending in 5. He's the running back favorite to win the Heisman if you're going to pick one. Might have to go with Smothers right now though, but if you were
the kid from Washington's got 7 TDs.
You're right. The kid from Washington's got 7 TDs. But if you're going to pick a running back at the beginning of the season for a Heisman, you were going Love. There was no other option. So he's had a week to sit on it. I think he's going to bounce back. Is it enough to take the spread? I don't know. I'm not touching the spread in this game, but
yeah, I'm just on Texas A&M. I don't know why. The ESPN matchup predictor says 70% Notre Dame. Texas A&M has a mobile quarterback and a kid that likes to sling it too. So I think it's Marcel Reed is his name. 41 completions for 509 yards and then 18 carries for 105 yards so far this year. It just adds another dimension to the game. I think it could come down to who's going to pick up the last third down or who's going to get a stop. And I don't know. CJ Carr, we want to believe in him because he's got Michigan blood, but he didn't go to Michigan, so fuck him. I think he loses.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
We will.
Moving on to, I guess, my plays of the week.
Yeah, go ahead.
Turn you off there. So I think I already talked about it a little bit. I'm going NC State Wake Forest over 52.5. It's minus 105 right now. Jump on that. Going Hollywood Smothers, 100-plus rushing yards. That's plus 118 right now.
Okay.
Especially with Wake Forest having scored 10 points. And
Yikes.
I mean, maybe their defense is good, but I'm not thinking so. I think NC State's going to blow this open. I'm also taking Tennessee plus 3.5, minus 110. I think they're winning that game, but I'm just being a little cautious.
Okay.
On that. And
at
then
home versus Georgia.
Yeah, at home versus Georgia. So we'll see how that goes. And then I'm taking South Florida at plus 17.5. I just think I'm hopeful that there's a real deal is what's going on there. I'm hoping they can pull it off.
There you go. Keep ride the hot team, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm going there. If Hawaii had some plays, I'd be on there, but we'll have to go Rainbow Warriors a little offline.
Okay, perfect. My official bets, I've got 6 of them so far. I've got a couple leans. We'll recap them all. My official bets, Bama minus 20.5 at home versus Wisconsin. I really think they get the job done. Oregon to cover 28.5 against Northwestern on the road. I know they're playing in Illinois, but Northwestern is awful. Oregon has a lot of explosive plays, so I think they cover. If you want to try and get it down to 28, they cover the 4 touchdowns, no problem. Oklahoma to cover 21 against Temple. I don't know how good Temple's team is, but Mateer impressed me last week, so I'll ride with them. We'll go minus 21 there. Illinois to cover 27.5 against Western. UMass plus 35.5 against Iowa. This is another.
They're not even scoring that many points, bro.
Right. This is another. Does Iowa even score 36 points? That's the real question. The over/under on the game, I think, is 42.5. So it really comes down to UMass scoring a touchdown or not. And then my last play, I will be on Texas A&M plus 6.5 against Notre Dame. Notre Dame had a week off, so they should be prepped and ready to go. But I just think that Texas A&M can pull it off. They got some athletes on defense. They got a quarterback that can run the ball a little bit too. Look at them tear up Notre Dame. Lean-wise, I'll be leaning UTEP plus 41.5 against Texas. Opposing teams just keep covering against Texas. It's a lot of points. They're still recovering from that Ohio State meltdown. If Arch doesn't score 4 touchdowns in 5 minutes last week, they definitely. Well, San Jose State did cover, but they cover very non-sweat. It turned into a sweat at the end because they scored so much so quickly. But yeah, South Florida versus Miami under 57.5. I think again this game gets slowed down. Georgia Tech money line at home versus Clemson with maybe sprinkling a little Haynes King anytime touchdown. That quarterback, he likes to run the ball. And then Georgia Tennessee under 49.5. We talked about a lot of those already, but those are the leans. We got 4 or 5 of them, depending on if you take the anytime touchdown.
I like what you got going on.
Yeah. We also came up with a 4-leg parlay for you guys. We typically do 3. We mixed it up a little bit today. Dan came up with 2 legs. I came up with 2 legs. We're looking at plus 955. Dan, you want to say yours?
Yeah, I'm going Purdue plus 21.5. They're playing USC at home. Purdue's kind of sneaky at home, but also 2-0 this season. I just figured why not? Let's give them a try. See what's up.
That's a lot of traveling.
Yeah, it's a lot of traveling, and the Boilermakers are always good. Twice a year to just do something dumb. Blow somebody's schedule up. Be like, oh, USC thinks they're good. No, they're not.
Right.
So that's what I'm going. Purdue plus 21.5. And then I'm also going NC State minus 4.5.
Okay.
I like them at -6.5. I've just been a little cautious there. I think just in case Wake Forest all of a sudden kind of pulls up. I mean, it is an in-state rivalry in a sense, so anything can happen in those games. So just being a little cautious there.
Okay, all right. And then my two legs, we're looking at Illinois -27.5 against Western. Again, Western is dog water. Illinois should lay the wood. And then Bama -20.5 against Wisconsin. I really think Luke Fickell can't coach, so hopefully the Crimson Tide come through for us. Plus 955 when we put all four legs together right now.
Heck yeah, let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Then we also we kind of wanted to touch on conference winner projections after 2 weeks. You know, who do we think? You know, who you got, Jimmy? Who you got for the Big Four? Power Four right now.
Yeah. So we broke down the Power Four. We each came up with one conference winner if we had to choose one. I actually didn't take any of the favorites right now, so that could be something pretty cool if that happens. We're looking at ACC first. I took Georgia Tech plus 700. If they win this game, they have a nice, easy schedule all the way out. So look out.
I didn't look up my odds, so I apologize there. But,
no, go ahead. Tell me. I'll look it up for you.
I took Miami for the ACC. I'm sure they're probably favorites.
Plus 250. They're second behind Clemson.
Okay. Yeah. Clemson's not winning the ACC. I'm sorry. That's not happening.
Yeah.
At this point, it's a race between Miami and Florida State, if you ask me. Georgia Tech might pull it off. But
Florida State plus 650. That's the third odds right now. Big 12. I took Iowa State plus 700.
So I'm also on the Iowa State train, so we matched up there.
There we go. Woo-hoo.
Who's the favorite in that conference?
Utah right now plus 400.
And
then Texas Tech plus 480. But
plus
700 for Iowa State, not bad.
Iowa State's got the wins right now, and I think they're looking all right.
Yeah, let me just look it up real quick. Their schedule here. I don't think they have anyone that's jumping out at me saying look out for this team. Yeah, Arkansas State, Arizona, Cincinnati, Colorado, BYU, Arizona State, TCU, Kansas, Oklahoma State. So not like a treacherous, no top 25 teams on the schedule the rest of the season.
Should be locked in at least for the title game.
For sure. Who did you take Big Ten wise?
Big Ten, I took the Ducks. Going Oregon.
Oh, all right. I also took the Ducks. Dan and I didn't talk about this before. I tried to get him to talk to me. He said, no. You're going to have to listen to it live.
You have to wait. So, you have to listen to the podcast, buddy.
That's right. Big Ten, we both took Oregon plus 310. Ohio State is the odds-on favorite right now, which makes sense. But Oregon really doesn't have that tough of a schedule where Ohio State does have to play, I think, Penn State and Oregon. So, that's two games where they could potentially have a mess up there. And Michigan, of course.
Yeah, the only other team that I honestly like for Big Ten wise would be Penn State. I think they're poised to finally take that leap. Can James Franklin pull it off? I don't know. I guess we'll see when they play Ohio State, and I think it's 2 or 3 weeks. That'll kind of detect. That's the litmus test for both teams to see, are they both the real deal? Is this a potential matchup we may see in the Big Ten conference title game? But I think right after Penn State, Ohio State play, I think Penn State plays Oregon the next week, or maybe it's the week before actually.
So Ohio State right now, they have Illinois, and then 2 weeks later play Penn State. So I misspoke. Oregon and Ohio State do not play this year, but Ohio State has 3 top 25 teams on their schedule. At Illinois, which could be a tough game, home against Penn State, at Michigan to end the season.
Yeah, and for Oregon, they play Penn State, Indiana back-to-back. They go to Happy Valley. That's a night game. That'll be tough. Whoever wins that game is going to be
odds-on favorite for Big Ten, probably.
Yeah, odds-on favorite for Big Ten, and whoever wins that game should also probably be ranked number 1 in the nation if they're still 4-2 at the time. So
right, yeah.
So we'll see, and that'll be James Franklin's kind of test of who, if he's got it.
Scary that neither of us took Penn State. I do not trust James Franklin.
No, I don't either.
So
I don't either.
Yeah. All right, and then the last Power 4 conference here, the SEC. Who did you take?
Mateer Madness, baby. We're going Oklahoma.
Oh, all right, Oklahoma.
Boomer Sooner all day. I'm going with it.
What do we got on odds there? Plus 1,800 on FanDuel right now for good old Oklahoma.
Oklahoma has the reverse Florida schedule. You know, they played Michigan. They got a soft matchup against Temple. Then they go to Auburn. Auburn's ranked as of right now.
Right.
Then they got another soft matchup, and then it's 7 straight ranked games.
Yikes.
Texas, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri, LSU.
Yikes.
Good night. You win that, though, nobody should touch you for the national championship.
You're right. SEC, I took LSU. I've been big on them so far this year. Plus 550. They're not the odds-on favorite right now. Texas is. I'm sorry. Plus 270 for Texas. And then Georgia at plus 330. But, yeah, you can get LSU plus 550. I think that's great value. I think the only tough matchup that they still have is, let me see here. I think they do have to play Bama. Where's LSU?
They got Ole Miss, South Carolina. They got their schedule is soft SEC wise compared to some of these other teams, but
yeah, I mean they lucked out. They don't have the Florida gauntlet that they have to go through. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, I think they'll handle Bama no problem. So we'll see. But LSU plus 550. Those are our Power 4 conference winners after 2 weeks. So too early to tell, obviously, but you never know. You can get good odds.
Heck yeah.
All right. Well, anything else you got? You got any stump me questions or anything like that?
I got nothing for you. Oh, before we go, I know everybody listens to the whole podcast for me to go on about it, but we got our WNBA plays.
Oh boy, let's hear them.
Everybody was waiting for them. Unfortunately, the plays from yesterday's game did not pan out. I think Alicia Gray finished with 13 points. If I remember right, let me just double check here. I think she choked on us.
You are correct. She did not play the last 2.5 minutes. She
13 points. And, under didn't hit.
No,
88 to 72, 160 points.
Vegas is too good.
Vegas, I don't know. And unfortunately, Maubrey, after her brick house she built, she goes off for like 20 points. Real sick. Anyways, these matchups I got for, I guess they're tomorrow's games. Where did I put
Looking at Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. Okay, here we go. All I got is Mercury versus Wings, under 165. Neither team here really has anything to play for.
Okay.
If for all of you who watch it, I know you guys watch it religiously. Playoffs start, I think, this upcoming weekend. So this Thursday is actually the last regular season matchup. The Mercury's already in the playoffs, and the Wings, if they lose this game, have secured the worst record in the league.
Nice.
So there's nothing really to play for. Even if they win, I think they technically win the tiebreaker for worst record. So I'm going under 165 points. And then I'm just going to parlay all the favorites of tomorrow's matchups. So Aces, Lynx, Mercury, Liberty, it's plus 175.
Okay, on the money line for all those?
Yeah, on the money line for all those. Some of the money lines are pretty rough. Again, nobody has anything to play for. This playoff schedule's all set, so we're looking at probably a bunch of backups, maybe some vets playing early just to make sure they don't lose anything. But either way, I think probably the favorites are coming out strong. They got the depth.
All right.
It's going to happen.
I love it. So there it is, the WNBA Sharp. You heard it here first, kids. Spend your money wisely. Obviously, send the troops out. We're deploying all the troops again this weekend. Hopefully, you listened to our NFL recap and Outlook yesterday. It should be out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, all YouTube. And then this one will be up early Thursday morning, if not Friday morning, for sure, for everyone to listen to. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, everyone. Peace.
Peace.
Another one for Tommy boy. Another one for the world. Another one for the listeners. And maybe